I feel like women can no longer complain about men not approaching us anymore
Mm,
because women for years online have been saying, don't approach me at the gym. I'm just here to get a workout. Don't approach me at the bar. I'm just here to have a good time and dance with my girls. Don't approach me at the library. I'm just trying to get my work done. Don't approach me at the grocery store. I'm just trying to do my shopping. We have been saying online for years to not approach us places because we're not there for a man and we're just trying to do our own thing and don't want to be bothered with it.
right.
So men have stopped approaching women because of what women have been saying. You can't get mad at them because they actually listened. Like, what? I feel like something is not clicking here because then we have told men to stop approaching us, and now they have. But then you, as a woman, now don't want to approach men because that's not feminine, or you don't chase, you attract. But now you can't even attract because we all have scared men out of approaching women in public. And now it's like, if you actually do want more men to start approaching you, we kind of got to take back what we said and just be like, no, you can approach us. Maybe just don't be a head or a creep or a weirdo. Approach us respectfully. If we reject you, move on and be respectful about it.
Mm.
Just because I reject you doesn't mean you have to call me a fat. Just take the rejection and move on. All right, so if you're complaining that men aren't approaching you, just realize it's our own fault.
All right. So in short, she's like, hey, we brought this whole situation of men not approaching us on ourselves by telling them to stop approaching us. And you know what they did? They finally listened. So yeah, I think she's right. I believe that's exactly what happened. And then she went on to talk about how, maybe guys should be nicer and women can say, hey, just be nicer if we reject you. Maybe I'm being too biased here, but let's be real. When I look back, because I came up around the time when guys did approach women. And when I look back, I don't remember a lot of my friends being intentionally rude or disrespectful when they got rejected. Now, maybe I was in a particular circle of men and that was happening in other circles, and those were the circles that were approaching more than we were, but we used to I used to approach a lot, because at some point when you get used to approaching women, especially when you're out with your boys, it turns into a sort of like competition. But I don't remember anybody I was with being that disrespectful and cursing some chick out. I guarantee that it happened for sure, but to the point where it was happening at mass for that to be the excuse that women are like, we don't want to be approached anymore. I don't know. I don't think that was it. Maybe I'm wrong. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What I think really fueled this is feminism and women believing that they qualify for better than they actually deserve. Right? Like, when did the delusion start to really skyrocket? That's what I think really propelled all the, not you, with the rise of social media, dating apps. I think that's what really did it. And the idea of the men who they were seeing approaching them, which those are your real options, right? Because if the guys you think are your real options were actually real options, they would be approaching you. But I think that's what started to happen. Delusion started to grow because you're getting a bunch of likes on social media as a woman. You're being exposed to more men, more opportunities for dudes to clap your cheeks. And now you're thinking, okay, because the surgeon, I gave it up to him and he told me he would make me a wife, but he just changed his mind. He happened to change his mind after I gave up the cheeks. That's my new standard. Dating apps there, you're matching left and right because we know guys go on dating apps to get laid. Now you go into the real world and you notice the dudes who are approaching you aren't 6'7", and you're like, what's going on? I deserve better than this. That's what I think happened. But guys, let me know, comment down below. Let's check out a few of these comments. Top comment here says, now they're saying that the dating pool is dry, but they exclusively date anyone over 6 feet and have a whole roster. Somebody else here says, I used to approach I stopped after I became nothing but a humiliation ritual. Damn. Yeah. Somebody else here added, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Here, somebody else says, my wallet fatter ever since. Another person here added, also all the anti-men agenda. Listen, I actually believe that if you can stomach it in today's climate, as a man, you'd be at such a great advantage if you learn to approach women more. And it's always been more rejection than it is a yes. And, you know, you guys know I've been pretty consistent with that over a long period of time, even though I understand why a lot of guys are hesitant. Chicks can be kind of mean, right? The nasty looks. I get it. And I don't think a lot of women really know what it's like for women to get validation from turning you down, because there's a lot of that happening as well.
Yeah, so this is literally just a size king. A lot of women who want tall men, they want to be made to feel small and dainty and little and fit so cozy in their arms and their hands. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I personally have talked to short, kind of tall, and tall men, all right? I love a good tall man, but I'm not gonna be insane as someone who's 5'3" and say, oh, you have to be 6 foot. Because what is a couple of inches? I don't understand, like, the infatuation with the specific number of 6 foot. Yeah, so this is literally just...
All right, guys, that's it. Listen, of course, guys, I'm curious to know, what do you think of today's episode? Leave your comments and thoughts down below. I appreciate you guys, as always, for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. We'll talk soon. I'm out. Peace.